Okay, here we go. I'm Nez. I'm up in the kitchen, but I'm not doing a review. This time I'm doing a head-to-head battle with the Keurig K Cafe versus the OG Mr. Coffee Cafe Barista. Which one will come out on top? We gonna find out, and we gonna do a battle, and these are the categories we're gonna do a battle in. We're gonna do a battle in a cappuccino first, bong. Then we're gonna do a battle with a latte, bong. Then we're gonna do a battle with espresso, bong. An extra shot, or espresso, I should say. However you want to call it. Some people just you can use an extra shot as an extra shot of espresso, or just an espresso by itself, bong. And we're gonna do a competition with an iced drink, like an iced latte or something like that, bong. And we're gonna compare, and then I'm gonna let you guys decide which ones you like doing. We're gonna compare the speed in which it takes for the machine to render the drink, and the process involved with doing it. So with that being said, let's get into this bad boy. So, all right. First thing we have to do is, let me grab my machine for the cafe, cafe barista. What I have to do is take this out, fill this up with grinds here, tamp the excess, just slight tamp, push the excess off, bong. And then gotta put it in the machine like so, bong, just like that. That's what's involved of setting that up to do any drink. For the Keurig, same process, but a little different. I just had that, just the same thing, but I just had it so it measures out easier. So I would say the winner on loading up would be the Keurig, slightly faster. All right. And I know some of you might thinking, well, if I had to use this for the other one, that one would have been a little bit faster. But the only difference with this is that this pulls out an exact amount for a Keurig K cup. And if I would have filled this up, it would have took longer, because I might have poured too much in there, and then I would have had to scrape some off, that whole thing. So I figured this came with it for a reason, so I used what it came with. Bong. So I'm just trying to keep it as fair as possible. Any way you look at it, the Keurig, it would have loaded. I would have been able to put some grinds in there faster. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is a shot. Now, as you see right here, I made a little bit of a mess. So I don't know if you want to take away a point for that or whatever. I'm not really doing points. I'm just letting you decide. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna do a shot. Okay. So right here, what I will do is press espresso to get that going. And for here, I would have to press that and then tell it that I want to do a shot. Okay, so let's go. Ready, set, go. Press that, shot, and that. So as you see, the Cafe Barista is already going with their shot. And the Keurig is still thinking as to what it wants to do. And it's finally deciding to come out with their shot. Now, the difference between the two is obviously that makes a lot more noise than this one over here, as you can tell. Bomb. So I have to say, for the speed for the shot, I have to definitely give it to the Mr. Coffee. Now, what I will say to that is that for the Mr. Coffee, I had just did a review on that one literally before I started this competition. So the Mr. Coffee already has a lot of water in the reservoir heated up. I just now started this up. So now that this is going, we should see a little bit more fairness, because now this is going to have the opportunity to actually heat up some water, because it's already done one. So I'm going to give the win to Mr. Cofffee, but with the caveat that this is the first cup that I brewed with this in a while, so it didn't really have the chance to heat up some water as like this one already has heated water, because for the fact I just did the review like I said before. So on to the next test. Okay, next competition, I had to switch over to the double size, because now we're doing cappuccino. So now I could use the same thing for both of them, because it's going to be the same amount on both. See, now as you see, still the loading would have been faster, because that's pour and done. Whereas this, I gotta tamp, clean off the edge. So either way, you look at it, and then I have to do all that. Whereas, bang, you see what I did there? Well, I didn't close it before, but that's all I had to do. So any way you look at it, the loading situation is gonna be a lot faster with the Keurig. So hands down, loading, Keurig is gonna win no matter how you look at it. Okay, next test we're gonna do here, we're gonna do cappuccino. Now, there's 2 steps to the Keurig version. I gotta press the cappuccino button and press the latte and then K button to start it at the same time. Okay, this one I basically just tap the button twice for the cappuccino. Oh, I gotta swing this around to cappuccino. Okay, so ready? Go. Wait, no, wait. Make sure it's starting both at the same time. Ready? Go. Okay, it looks like we're done with our cappuccino over there. So the Cafe Barista won the cappuccino test, because this is still doing what it's doing with the milk. Okay, and now that that's done there, take that, cappuccino. Now, we're done. Okay, boom. Okay, so that's what the cappuccino looks like here, and this is what the cappuccino looks like here. You decide which cappuccino you want. Let's taste and see. It's gonna be piping hot. Not bad. Not bad at all. Much better. I'm trying not to be biased. I'm trying to be straightforward. Because don't get me wrong, I love this machine. I've had it for a long time. Obviously, some great memories, parties, all that stuff with it. I just got this, and I'm trying to, be as impartial as possible, but it is what it is. This one is going to taste better. I don't know why this one tastes better. Maybe because it gave me more. Maybe I didn't have to put as much in there, but I did. Maybe I like it because there's more in there. So I'm going to attribute that maybe I like it because I actually put the whole thing in there, but they have a line in here for you to fill it up for the cappuccino line. So that's for one cappuccino. So that's what they want you to fill it with. So that's what I did. So I'm going to say time-wise, hands down, Mr. Coffee, okay? Flavor-wise, given the instructions that they have here versus the instructions that they have there, basically the machine is deciding how much froth you're having. Now, granted, I could have hit the button again to give me some extra froth. But this is just based off of the initial setup, okay? I'm not doing anything extra. I filled the cream up to the line there that said for the cappuccino. I filled it half with half and half with French vanilla. Same with here. That's half and half French vanilla. So they have the same things. And the same amount, that's the amount that you would use that this would use for every drink that it makes. Every cappuccino that it makes is going to use the same amount unless you press the button to give yourself some more. So, and this is going to be the recommended amount for every drink is going to be the same unless you decide to add more or less before you make it. But if you decide to go by the recommendation, which is the same as their recommendation, you go to that line that says cappuccino. All right. So speed, Mr. Coffee. Flavor, Keurig. The time is probably 30 to 40% longer for that one. Okay. Next test is going to be Latte. All right. So see you on the flip. Okay, we back in round 3. We all loaded up. We ready to go. I just got to switch this over to Latte now. Okay. So here we go. Got my finger on the Latte button on both. Ready, set, go. Looks like we're done with the Latte over there. Mr. Coffee, done with the Latte. Still going with this. Still going. Okay. Now. Now, done with the latte. Okay, so now we taste. See who tastes the best. Don't mind my dog Jeter trolling as usual. Okay, now just look at it real quick, see how it looks. Now, hands down, the Cafe Barista, for the way that it looks cool. I mean, they both look cool, but this one, like, look at that. Like, having that sitting in front of you, like, if I had more in the cup, like, just having that sitting in front of you, looking at that before you start drinking it, that's cool. This picture, I definitely Instagram that picture before this one. I mean, don't get me wrong, by no means, they both kind of look cool. I mean, this one with the lighter on the bottom and the light froth on the top, but this one right here, the 3 layers on the top. I mean, I know you've seen movies and some places where you can go and they'll put little designs and stuff on the top. This is straightforward. You ain't getting no designs with that. If I knew how to do all those designs, I probably could make a, maybe a little swirly or a happy face or something like that design with that if I knew how to do that. So, aesthetics and speed go to Mr. Coffee. Definitely on that one for aesthetics and speed. So now we taste. Okay, that one's a little bit better than that one's definitely better than the cappuccino. Definitely better. And I think it's because in the latte, you get more froth. You get more of the mixture than with the cappuccino. So the cappuccino, it was more bitter because it was less of the sweet cream froth that I made up. Now this one, I already know this is going to win with the taste wise. It's not even a contest because my first sip is like mostly froth. So taste wise, hands down, again, Keurig. Look and speed, bong. Now, you gotta take that with a pinch of salt because obviously I just made this basic wise. Now, if you were gonna take the time to do this over here, you may use more sweet cream, or you may put a couple packets of sugar in there to make it, pre-sweeten it. Or if you're like Starbucks and you have your different flavor syrups, you may squirt a couple things of syrup in there before you do it to make it taste more like you want it. So that's why I'm doing this test based on the basics, the straightforward that the machine offers. The only caveat that I did is instead of just using straight up cream, because I don't like just coffee and cream without any sweetener, I did half and half mix with the cream and the French vanilla. That's it. So based off of that, like I explained in the cappuccino matchup, based off of that, those are just the basics. I had no additional sweetener, no sugar, no nothing. And the two machines, the Keurig definitely made it taste better based off of their basics than what the Mr. Coffee made based off of its basics. Okay, so now next battle we're gonna do a cup of iced coffee. So see you on the flip. Okay, we back in. Now this test is gonna be the iced coffee. Now you see a difference in the setup that I have here. Making iced lattes, the test is on iced lattes. I don't know why I said iced coffee. The difference between the iced lattes to set up here is that this one, they made it simple. I just need to put ice in a cup and then the machine handles the rest. This one, in order to be able to compete with this one, I had to set this up like this. I need the cup to cool off the coffee when it comes out. And then I need the cup to cool off the froth when it comes out. And then I got to pour all of those together into the bigger cup to get my complete iced latte. This one right here, all I got to do is just start up the machines. That's going to pour the coffee in there, cooling off the coffee. And then I just pour the already cool latte mix. Froth, because this makes it cool already. So it makes it already cool. It doesn't, heat up. Is taken into consideration because there's a cold feature on there. So this is already going to be cold, pouring that in there. So bang, I don't need to cool that up because it's already cool. So you gotta So this is already has a little unfair advantage. So with that being said, we're gonna get into the battle. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna start it. Try to start at the same exact time. Ready, set, go. I waited a little bit long on that. Doing a little double duty over here, because when that finishes, I gotta swap them out. Got the corner coffee into there already. That's working over there. Gotta watch this very closely. That's melting a lot of the ice already. See, this is already done over here. Okay, now I swap that out. Okay, it's gonna be down to the wire, I think. Uh-oh. So I'm gonna pour this over here. Pour that into there. Once that finishes up, it finished dripping. Drip, drip. Watch speed dripping. Drip, drip. Okay, and then pour that into there. Iced latte done. Bomb. So you're talking about a difference of seconds. 2 iced lattes. So now what we gotta do is do the taste test. Okay. Still a little ice in there, just a little bit though. All right. See what she tastes like. Not bad. Pretty good actually. See now, doing an iced latte that way, it's actually pretty good. It's not too sweet, like I already know this one's going to be. It's not too sweet. However, it's not going to be as cold as that one, for the simple fact that I had to cool off both the ice and the froth on that. So that one, it melted a lot of the ice, so it's chilled, but it's not cold. This one, I'm feeling from the cup. It's cold. This latte is definitely like iced. That one's cold. That one's really cold. This one's chilled. It's tolerable. I should say it's more than tolerable. You can actually drink it and enjoy it. I probably would ask for maybe a couple more ice cubes thrown in there just to swirl it around and shake it up and cool it off a little bit more. But other than that, I could drink it like that. Actually, I prefer this one over this one this time, taste-wise. So finally, we got a test where the taste actually is a little bit better. Not by much, just a hair better. If I only had these 2 drinks and not taking into account for all the other ones, just these 2 drinks to choose from, I would definitely choose that one over this one. This one tastes a little bit better. Although with the caveat with that, I'd want a couple more ice cubes just to, cool it off a little bit more. Other than that, if I couldn't have any more ice cubes and I had to take the drinks as is, and it was a hot day or a semi-hot day, I would definitely want that one. Just because it still tastes good and it's a lot cooler. All right. But normal day, normal circumstances, I can have more ice. I'm taking that one over this one. So one more battle. I wasn't going to throw this one in there. And to be honest with you, I don't even have to start a new segment with this. I could do it just like this, because this is where we're going to win. This one's a no contest battle right here. No contest. Let's just say, forget all the other fancy smancy stuff. All right. I'm just in the mood for a regular cup of coffee. All right. Bong. Close it. Put a cup there. Coffee. All right. Regular cup of coffee. Bong. This machine can't do that. Regular cup of coffee. I could, load the grinds in there and get what's equivalent to a cappuccino or a latte's, the coffee that will come out of there for that. But we already know that that's brewed stronger because it's a cappuccino, latte, or espresso. Whereas this is just a plain cup of coffee. I add my cream and sugar however I want it. Bong. This one's going to naturally be stronger because that's just how espressos and cappuccinos and stuff are made. So if I had both these machines on the counter, I could go to either one and decide which one I want to use to make my drink. However, if I wanted a regular cup of coffee, I couldn't use that one. I had to come over to this one. So, and that's how it was with me, because there was my old Keurig that, well, it's not really Keurig. It's also Mr. Coffee, ironic, but it's a Mr. Coffee that takes Keurig K-Cups. Whenever I wanted my cappuccino or whatever, I would come over here to this machine that I had over there next to the microwave and make my cappuccino. But every day I was over there in that corner making my cup of coffee. So now this is going to replace that. So now I may not use that as much. I may save that for a special occasion when I want to feel like a barista, feel like I'm sitting there, mixing the beans and pouring in the thing and tamping it down, doing all that whole thing like I'm in Starbucks. That's basically what that's going to be for now, for show. But basic, quick setups, easy, set it and forget it type, deals. Because to be honest with you, I don't have to pour grinds in here to make a cappuccino or something like that. That's just because I like to finely, ground down beans, and it makes the more authentic cappuccino or latte taste. I could just throw a regular K-Cup in there, bong, froth my milk over there, bong, pour it in there, and I got a regular coffee latte, and that might be fine, I had one today. I used a pumpkin spice pod, threw it up in there, frothed me some flavored milk in there, poured in there, pumpkin spice iced latte in 3 minutes. Can't beat that, Can't beat that. You don't have to worry about, grinding down beans and none of that stuff, but it's nice to have the option. So, take it with a grain of salt, what I just said, I'll leave the decision up to you. It's all about your need, what you want in a machine, and what you want to spend. You take all that into consideration when choosing your machine. All I'm doing is giving you the information for which to choose. I like them both. Speed wise, this is faster in most cases when you're using, regular ground beans. However, if you take the regular ground beans out of the situation and you're just getting K-Cups, there's no way that this can compete, because I could just line up K-Cups and make 10 cappuccinos, and half the time it would take to do 10 cappuccinos in that, because half the work is already done for me with the K-Cup. So, and not to mention that, some of those don't even have to be cappuccino. Some of those could be coffee. So if I have 10 people that want some type of drink, 5 of them want coffee and 5 of them cappuccino, I can only do 5 of them with that machine. This one, I could do all 10. Just saying, you know? So with that being said, this has been a head-to-head battle, you know, between the Mr. Coffee Cafe Barista and the Keurig K Cafe. You know me, yo. I'm up in the kitchen, always doing something, you know, dropping those reviews on you and everything. In the description, you can find the reviews for the Mr. Coffee and the Keurig K Cafe, or on the screen. It should be on the screen somewhere right about now, showing, you know, the little squares or icons, whatever they want to call it, to you know, to the respective reviews. But if for some reason it's not up there, it's going to be down in the description. You find their individual reviews, and over there you'll see my head somewhere on this page too, where you can just go directly to my page on YouTube and check out my other videos. So other than that, I'm up in here, the kitchen, making these reviews, head-to-head battle, all that stuff. I'm Nez, and I'm out this piece. Oh yeah, and I'll put the links for both of those, or where you can buy those too.